professional, not inspirational. And if I'm writing flute concerto, I certainly don't get ideas for snare drums, and I don't especially believe in inspiration. Everyone's inspired, but only professionals know how to put it together and make it transferable from the artist to the general public. Actually, I'm 5 things. 2 of them are I'm homosexual and I am alcoholic. And the alcoholism is what's called recovered alcoholic. So I've not a drink of any sort in 34 years, I think. You're born that way. I'm also an atheist and a pacifist, totally atheist and totally pacifist. And I'm a composer, that's the 5th thing. And the only thing that is problematic is the composer. People don't know what you're talking about if you say you're a composer. But you are a composer or you aren't, and you know that pretty early. I met Lou Harrison very early in my life, when I was about 20, and saw a lot of him, and we were very fond of each other, and he was 28, which is a big difference, and he knew everything, I didn't know anything. He knew Ives, Ruggles, and Barrez, whom he was promoting, but he said, well, now we'll do some, he wasn't a teacher, he was just a pal that we drank beer with, and so he taught me the 12-tone, how to write in 12-tone, with a 12-tone series in about an hour, and for about a week I applied it just in order to apply it, and then I simply wasn't very interested, although some of my best friends are 12-tone composers, Ben Weber being one then, and I never did John Cage, but I knew him reasonably well, and his wife, Xenia, who did mobiles, very pretty mobiles. I've never written according to a system, but I never got scared by the serial composers when Boulez took over. And when you were allowed to write tonal music again, I felt like the prodigal son's brother, because nobody paid any attention because you'd been a good boy all the time. Considering whatever reputation I might have, it sort of lies in song.
It's funny, Emily, from my window every evening, I can just see your head when you're doing homework over in your room. You can. You certainly do stick to it, Emily. I don't see how you can sit still that long, Emily. Hey, no, your gloves getting white, but rock, George, it must be big and George. I guess you like school. Well, I feel it's something you have to
Since our town, the opera, I've written 2 choral pieces, or maybe it's 3, I forget, and then I'm supposed to do a 4th one that will last about 8 minutes, and after that I know what I'll do. But I don't know that I have it in me to write another opera. I don't know if I would have written it if I hadn't been commissioned to write it. And it's going to get a lot of performances. And then people have said, well, how does Ned think he can improve on the original? I'm not trying to improve on it. I'm writing a 3rd thing, any more than Verdi was improving on Shakespeare when he did a song. I've kind of, I mean, if I died today, I think I've said everything I have to say, but who knows what tomorrow will bring. I'm not ashamed of what I've done, and I think that it's been on a fairly wide scope, at least from my perspective. A composer likes to give titles to his pieces because he knows if he doesn't, nobody else will. Whereas painters will call their picture abstraction number 2 because there is no abstract painting, even Jackson Pollock. There's always, you always look at, like you look at the clouds and the cloud becomes a camel or something. That sort of the Jackson Pollock and so forth. You can always find a donkey's head there or a leg or something. The law of the universe is tonality. And I can't prove it, but for everyone writing a tone row, they're only writing it to be not tonal, and yet they're thinking, therefore, in terms of tonality, by definition. And any listener of any age who doesn't even know music is going to hear a sort of pedal point beneath it all. There's certain factual things like music doesn't mean anything. Nobody can prove that it has any meaning the way literature does. It always means something, so does painting. It certainly doesn't mean things like Tuesday or Jonathan or pineapple, but it doesn't even mean things like death or the wind. It can do onomatopoeical imitations of these things, but even those are conventions. But vocal music does mean something, and it means, but it only means what the words tell you.
Father in heaven, we stand before thee, having lost what was of thy children. For thou hast made us, as thou hast made all the
I think Bob Dylan is revolting. He can't sing, he can't play an instrument. The sentiments that he sings and his tunes are very ordinary, just tonic and dominant. His sentiments are about the times they are changing, so what? He has no charm, but everybody just worships him on bended knee, so he needs at least one opponent, and that's me.